Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet a great storyteller. She calls herself a narrative architect. We're going to explain next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I've been a storyteller my entire adult life, 25 years in news, then running my PR firm and podcasting network, and I'm so impressed with other people who are playing at the highest level of the game, and that describes my next guest. AshLeigh Curry is in the studio. She's the founder of Pique Video. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeff.
Well, we were introduced by a mutual friend, Linda Fisk, shout out. Tell us about your journey.
Well, I would love to tell you about my journey. It's an interesting story. So we started out in a small bedroom in our home about 11 years ago, Jeff. And this was not in my life plan. Okay, you asked me what I wanted to do. I wanted to be at home. I wanted to stay with my babies. And I wanted to just kind of sit back in suburbia and kind of just be a mom. You know, I wanted to focus on that. But life really gave me some lemons. I came home one day and my entire world was flipped upside down. And I had to make a decision. My husband told me one day, he said, I think you'd make a good spokesperson. And so he threw me literally in front of a bare wall in our upstairs bedroom and said, hey, I think you should make videos. And so we went to a third-party website. We put up a $5 gig at the time. And I said, hey, I'm going to read a teleprompter, 60 words for $5. And our unconventional side hustle began. Okay, so within 6 months, Jeff, we were making commercials for TV.
Wow.
Companies like Walmart, big corporations started hiring us, and we said, we might really be on to something. Now, we had no idea what we were doing. My major was nursing in college, so I did not have a journalistic background, but it turned out that I was really good presenting on camera. And so I was able to take marketing messages from people all around the world and start doing talking head videos, marketing videos, internal messaging videos. Yes. And it really birthed something quite remarkable, you know, for us at a hard time.
I love it. I love that origin story. We're going to put up your website, and there's a header that shows some great things. Laura Harris from Channel 5, a friend of mine.
Love her.
So you have really grown from you at home with a wall.
Yes.
Tell us about the kinds of things you're doing now.
Yes. So one project at a time, one step at a time, I was able to kind of transition from being on camera to being behind the camera. And people would come up to me and they say, hey, AshLeigh, we see the great work that you're doing on camera. Can you show me? Can you teach me how to be comfortable on camera? And I really realized, hey, that's where my zone of genius is. Executive producing and interviewing people, getting them comfortable is a great place to be.
Yes.
And so that's kind of what we did. And so we started with small businesses. We got the opportunity to work with nonprofits to help them fundraise, churches, things like that. And now we've kind of curated, you know, the ability to not just make video production, but to really help leaders turn their narrative into authority. And we do that through a system. We have a framework that we use to do that, but we love to take them, you know, and change the perspective that people have.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to have we're going to show your highlight reel. This was produced a few years ago, but it's absolutely brilliant. Let's go ahead and roll that.
I know you're gonna dig this.
And now this is a walk down memory lane, because how old is that video?
Oh gosh, that video is at least 5 years old.
And you've done so many amazing. I mean, that was a great video 5 years ago. Okay, so your company continues to evolve, and so you're doing a lot more events. Tell us about that part.
I am. What's really cool is to be able to come alongside an organization, particularly a nonprofit, and help them curate things that are very high stakes. And what I mean when I say high stakes is when your audience matters, when your time is up against the wall, or maybe you have sensitive material that you need to cover.
Yes.
Maybe you have, a fundraising deadline that you have to meet. We are really great at curating events that help facilitate that. So an organization might bring us in and say, hey, we've got a gala coming up, or we've got a luncheon, and we're really trying to raise dollars. We want to honor some women in that community and highlight them at this gala.
Amazing.
Our special sauce. We love to get to do it. And a lot of times we'll work with women in STEM or women in STEAM careers.
Yes.
And so I'll get to produce the honoree films, sit down, be Oprah, that kind of thing. But then I also get to narrate the entire environment that supports that video work.
Which makes such a difference. I've been to so many events where they don't hire a crew like yours, and even the keynote speaker is, they have lighting from the ceiling and the shadows, and it's just not glamorous. And if you're going to take the time to hold a fundraiser, make it an experience.
Absolutely. And every year the women are like, I can't believe this event topped the last one, but we really go the extra mile to make sure every detail, even things like a song choice for the honoree when she's coming up, let it be her favorite song that she heard when she was a kid. Just those small details make a big difference in polishing an event.
Well, talk about the attention to detail that must go into making sure that this event is tailored to your client. So you sit down with them. They say, this is what we've done in the past.
Yeah, we start with a goal in mind. We say, what is it that you're really trying to get? And a lot of times for high stakes, the perception is directly correlated to the demand, to the outcome, rather.
Yes.
Like we need to raise this money so this project, so these little girls can continue their STEAM pipeline dreams and be exposed to STEAM careers. So we say, okay, with that in mind, how are we going to do that? Okay, we're going to tell some really great stories of women who have already done that. And so selfishly, I get to sit down and I get to say, girl, tell me all about it. How did you get there? And we've had some, the president of the Brain Health Center.
Yes.
And a physician scientist at UT Southwest. I mean, just all these incredible women.
Amazing.
I get to be a carrier. You know how special that is to just be a carrier of their stories. That's going to shape the audience, but then when it's time to give, it's like, let's show where these dollars go. So let's show how it impacts the lives of the girls.
Yes.
And so we're able to do all of that at an event, and people are not only uplifted, but they're transformed because they've seen great content, and then they give.
All right, AshLeigh,
then they give.
What's it like after the event's over and you get that hug from your client? What does that feel like?
It's really amazing every time. Every time I'm just blown away because I'm like, God, how did we do this again? And I think it's just a trusting and a leaning in. Okay, I know I'm here for a reason. I know these projects have come across my desk for a reason. I'm going to be the best steward I can possibly with these lives that I've been entrusted with, and we're just going to shoot for the moon.
Wow.
And so every time they give me feedback, I'm like, wow.
Okay, last 2 minutes, look into the camera on the left and talk to the person who might want to engage you.
Perfect. To the person who might want to take us up on our services, I would say any nonprofits, any CEOs, any leaders that are really looking for a visibility partner, I would love to be the architect that comes around your narrative, that shifts the perception before people even get the chance to meet you, and build a system where we can use video, we can use broadcasts, we can use campaigns to help get that message to meet that end goal. And so if that sounds like you, I would invite you to our website, check us out, and I'd love to connect further.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. We're going to leave you with her website, which is pique-video.com. The great AshLeigh Curry. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeff, for having me.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.